This is Share the Vision, presented by the Resource Center. A discussion of the programs and services of the Resource Center and about issues related to individuals with disabilities. Today, Steve Watterson, Community Relations Director at the Resource Center, joins me at TRC Camp Onyahsa at the YMCA Camp Onyahsa near DeWittville for an annual event that has generated a lot of excitement, and I've only been here about 5 minutes. Steve, we should say it properly, good evening for this edition of Share the Vision.
Hi, Dennis. How are you?
Fine. Let us set the stage for what is about to happen at this place and on this radio show.
Well, what's about to happen right now is that looks like we have about 50 or 60 people that are gathered together getting ready to have the official camp photo taken. So trying to get everybody, they're all saying cheese, so this is great. But this is something that we have done, last 8 years or so, maybe longer, getting individuals with developmental disabilities that the Resource Center supports and staff from our residential division, our nurses, our kitchen crew, and coming out here to Camp Onyahsa and spending a few days and getting to do all of the fun things that come along with camp. And it really is a fantastic opportunity for a lot of folks who, although they've lived their entire lives near Chautauqua Lake, maybe have not had many, if any, opportunities to get out and enjoy this jewel that we have.
Well, and one of the things that is evident the moment you get here, and that is people are excited about this camp. The staff members from the Resource Center, many of whom I recognize, the campers who are here, this really is just a much-anticipated event in their lives.
It is. People look forward to this all year long. They save up their vacation time to come out and do this. The staff from Camp Onyahsa is just absolutely fantastic. They keep everybody engaged and involved and excited. And they're here. It's Sunday night that we're here now. Dennis will be here all day, Monday and Tuesday, and then come back Wednesday. And for those 72-plus hours that they'll be here, it will be virtually nonstop, except when people are sleeping. Hi, Jen. How are you? It's very good to see you. Happy Camp Day.
Yeah.
Hi.
You know Dennis, don't you?
Yeah.
Jennifer Felice.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer Felice is one of the campers here. How are you, Jennifer?
Good, how are you doing?
Fine. Are you happy about being at camp?
Yeah.
Why?
'Cause.
It's fun?
Yeah.
What do you like best about being at camp?
Sports.
What sports do you like to do?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Can I watch you take a few shots?
No.
Oh. Well, I tried.
No chance. Absolutely, Stacy, we want you to say something. Well, Dennis is going to ask you some questions about what you think about camp.
All right,
Stacy Langenrich.
Stacy, how are you?
Good, believe it or not.
I believe it. This is a pretty exciting... You've been at camp before?
Yes, I have.
How many times, do you know?
Actually, 22 years.
Really, that many?
Yes.
And what do you like about camp?
Actually, I like swimming, boating, and canoeing, and having all the fun we can have.
Well, you really pack a lot into these few days, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Is there any hard part about camp?
How about hanging out with your best friends?
Oh, you like that too?
Yes.
Well, Stacy, thanks for talking to me for a minute. Have a great few days at camp, okay?
You too.
We've created quite an attraction here. Was there anything else you wanted to say, Steve? We got interrupted by a couple
I want to say, Dennis.
a couple of enthusiastic campers here, and some music playing here now. I guess I should just set the scene. The picture has been taken. Everybody is drifting across the large field, if you know Camp Onyahsa, toward the vicinity of the flagpole here. There will be a bonfire, but I guess there's a ceremony that's about to...
I've been here for this before. We kind of line everybody up. You see the painted lines on the grass, and everybody lines up. I probably buy whatever house or cabin they're staying in. And then we will meander down to the bonfire.
Well, we're always chilly, but I don't think we're going to be tonight.
Not tonight. My next guest on Share the Vision from TRC Camp Onyahsa at YMCA Camp Onyahsa on Chautauqua Lake at DeWittville is Nancy Ingram, longtime Assistant Executive Director at the Resource Center. What is your role in all of this?
I don't have a lot of role anymore with the actual camping during the time they're here, but I have worked with the Rotary Club pretty closely to help acquire some funding for this and also take care of the grant we get from NYSARC for camp. The Resource Center had camp out here for many years, and we stopped a long, long time ago, probably 30, 35 years ago. And probably 5-6 years ago, and Steve, you can correct me if I'm wrong,
I guess 6 to 8. I wasn't
we
sure.
thought it would be fun to do it again. So actually, John O'Brien, the YMCA Camp Onyahsa director, approached us, wanted to do this camp again for people with disabilities. There isn't anything like this available for adults. You know, when we did it before, I think it was mostly children. You heard somebody say she'd been coming here for 26 years.
Stacy, right.
She was here when she was a child.
Ah.
Quite a few people. So I worked with John and, of course, everybody at the Resource Center to get this going. The people who really get it done are the residential staff, and I think we have to be quiet, and the community staff that we get for those 10 campers.
Boy, a hush has fallen over the crowd here.
Hi, gang. Hi. Thank you for making it to assembly quickly. At this time, I would like 2 Onyahsa staff members to step forward to take down the flag.
The flag is being taken down as we speak at the direction of John O'Brien, the YMCA camp director. Is now almost fully lowered.
Well, gang, tonight is Sunday night, and Sunday night is...
Everyone responds in litany, bonfire.
Time. Karen.
Karen Silsley from the Resource Center.
I just want to say, if anybody wants to do a polar bear swim tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., you have to come out with your staff at 7 a.m. and meet on this side of the waterfront. Okay? Okay, Maria. And I really don't have anything else right now. Do I?
12 hours from now, set your timepieces. Remember, we do not go into the water. We don't go near the water. We don't go on the water without a lifeguard, one of the Onyahsa lifeguards with us. Only with their permission do we go near the water. Thank you. Rachel, our special programs director, is attempting to light the fire. We're going to count to 3, and instead of yelling bully, we're going to yell Rachel to make sure the fire has been ignited. 1, 2, 3. This is John O'Brien, camp director of Onyahsa.
John O'Brien, you can continue to direct traffic if you need to. John O'Brien, I understand that you're one of the key people in getting this camp started a few years ago, and that it is a much anticipated event, not only among the disabled community and the Resource Center, but also for you here at Camp Onyahsa.
It really meets our mission as well as that of the Resource Center. It's great to see this program renewed. We actually had this program with the Resource Center in the late 1970s, and I was part of that. And it was absent for a number of years, and now here we are again, 2 organizations that are vital to our community, I believe, working together for the good of all.
How has camp been up to this point? Because it's been regular Y campers here to this time.
That's true. Onyahsa, however, is now a year-round organization. We're about ready to launch a major capital campaign to winterize even more of our facilities. So there's no downtime anymore. We've had groups or our own activities all year long. However, we are just finished 9 weeks of youth resident summer camping.
And how did that go?
It was a great summer. I think we've already forgotten how wet it was in the beginning. We dried out, but it was wonderful and safe, healthy, happy. That's the most we can ask.
Do persons with disabilities suffer at all in the camp environment, or do they share and enjoy all the things that other campers do?
We do as much as we can. We adapt some of our activities. So, for example, we've moved our craft shop area closer to the central campus, so we don't have to move a great distance in between areas. But we adapt activities based upon the level of physical ability.
I know you're wanted elsewhere. Is this the mascot that just dropped at your feet here?
This is Jocko. He's named after the mascot they had here at camp in the 1920s.
Beautiful black lab.
Yes, yep. The original Jocko was actually a rhesus monkey, believe it or not. But
I don't believe
probably
that.
Can't have a monkey anymore.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to come down here and enjoy the ceremony. Good to see you again. As the camp songs continue, I've pulled aside Randy Sweeney, well known in the community as the executive director of the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation, almost as well known as a member of the Jamestown Rotary Club that meets noontimes Monday at the Robert H. Jackson Center. Randy, talk to me about the connection that the foundation and the Rotary Club have to this camp experience that we're introducing our listeners to on this radio show.
Well, let me give you a little history about how this all began. A well-known gentleman in our community by the name of Bill Sharp was a member of the Rotary Club, and back in the 80s, his daughter was killed in a tragic accident, and started a fund at the foundation to assist campers that are physically and mentally challenged. Well, over the years, the procedure for addressing these individuals as campers has changed. It's evolved from separate weeks to, integrating them, and that's been the challenge that we've had with talking to John O'Brien over these many years. But in the last 5 years or so, this idea came up, and this was an idea that the Resource Center had. They would bring their clients up here years ago, I guess 30-plus years ago, and have a week. Well, we decided to resurrect this idea. The fund at the Community Foundation that was created for this purpose grants money to the Rotary Club of Jamestown, and the Rotary Club, with the designation that they are to give it to a camp under these special circumstances. So we sort of created this between the Resource Center and the Rotary Club and the Community Foundation, and I'm telling you, it's been a huge success. You can't really imagine just how special this time is for the campers. I hear the tales of the campers, that have been here in past years, Xing off their calendar day by day, months in advance, looking forward to this time, when they can come up here and spend these 3 days. And so that's the connection. But we're just delighted from the Community Foundation's perspective, and even more so from the Rotary Club, because it was some difficult years in trying to find a process on how we could actually get this money to help campers in these situations.
About how much money are we talking about that flows from the foundation through the Rotary to support this camping experience, Randy?
Well, for many years the fund was quite small. There was a former Rotarian and his wife decided that they left a considerable amount of money from their estate. So it produces between $12,000 and $13,000 now, and it supports a big portion of the budget for this activity.
And it sounds like this is really a good-feeling project on the part of all who are involved.
I couldn't have said it better. I mean, this has turned out to be such a grand few days for them. And if you were here tomorrow when they're working on their crafts, some of them, will get their life jackets on and go out on the lake. And I mean, these are opportunities that these individuals just do not have a chance to experience. It's just such a special time for them.
Well, and you might imagine that a person with a handicap or a disability can see other people in the community doing things that they cannot do, or they have the sense that they cannot do because they are disabled in one way or another. And this sort of, at least in a little way, reverses that.
Yeah, it's like tonight is they're listening to music, and it won't be long. You'll see that more than half of them are singing right along with Randy Graham and Tim Edberg as they're singing their songs, and it's just fun to see that part of the evening,
Well, nice of you to introduce the musical act. I'm going to go pick up a little bit of this. Randy, thank you for your background and introduction. We're going to go pick up a little bit now of Randy Graham, who's the singer and guitarist, and Tim Edberg on the drums.
Thank you, Dennis.
Pastor over here said, I like Ring of Fire. Well, I like Ring of Fire, too. How about you?
Oh, perfect
right.
campground song.
Yeah. Love is a burning thing. Yeah, you can do do-do-do-do. And it makes a fiery ring. I was bound by a wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down.
back with Nancy Ingram for a moment here to provide some detail on the figure that Randy Sweeney gave a moment ago. The fund from the foundation through the Rotary generates between $12,000 and $13,000. And you're going to break that down for me. The bottom line is that this becomes very affordable for the campers here. But how is that money spent? How does this all work, Nancy?
Well, how it works is that we get funding from the Rotary, as Randy mentioned. We get a recreation grant from NYSARC, which is the New York State ARC, of which we are a chapter. There are expenses we pick up, too. How it works is that the Resource Center rents the camp for these 3 days. We pay the camp staff to work here this week. We pay our staff who are working here this week, and we provide the food, the cooks, and the nursing. The money we get from the Rotary Club and NYSARC is used primarily to pay the camper fees for the campers who are here. So some people do have the money to pay for the camp here, some don't, but we don't turn anybody away because they can't pay for it. So the money all gets spent just running the camp. It's a lot more expensive than most camps because, as you can see, there were 6 or 7 camp staff. If you counted how many staff we have here now, it's more than that because our people need the support while they're here at camp. So the way this works, the camp staff and John O'Brien run the camp. We provide the support to the people who are here camping.
Well, and this fuses together an extraordinary effort in terms of the cooperation of the Resource Center, the Rotary Club, the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation, NYSARC, the staff here, and it creates really a moment, days that are most memorable and positive. I mean, this is a lot of work, a great investment, but you needn't question the worth of it at all because of what we're seeing right in front of us now.
Right. Absolutely, Dennis. And I think the first year we did this, with this recent incarnation of camp, I was out here and I went back and was telling everybody I never saw so many smiles. The people who were camping, the staff who were supporting them, the camp staff, everybody was having such a good time. And I was of the opinion then that it was the best thing the Resource Center had ever done. And I kind of still would say that because it's so much fun for everybody. It's something different. They learn. They meet new friends. They, one of the earlier years, we had people from Dunkirk who came to camp and met up again with some friends they had from Jamestown. They hadn't seen each other in years and years and years. So that was wonderful. I think it also carries on a tradition here. John O'Brien started his camp experience working as a counselor here, and he worked with Resource Center people or children with disabilities. I'm not exactly sure how that went way back then.
When I spoke to him briefly at the flagpole, he hinted that was the case.
Yeah. And I believe there's more than one camp staff who has ended up working for the Resource Center.
Because their introduction to helping persons with disabilities starts here and then moves forward.
Correct. And we have staff who come back year after year, want to camp. The community, the staff who are with the 10 community campers, Bruce Main, Melissa Rasmussen, and Jane Young, take vacation time from their regular Resource Center jobs. And they've been here every year we've done this.
Well,
they love it.
Important that you bring that part of it out for a moment, too, not to keep you from the bonfire and the music too long,
okay.
but a great proportion of the campers here are Resource Center consumers from your different residential sites throughout the county, but there are community campers as well.
Yes, and the Rotary grant is what helped us to fund that because we did not have any funds to do that. To get the staff to work with them. The residential staff are already getting paid. They're through residential. They're already on board here.
They're doing their work here or they'd be doing it elsewhere, right?
Exactly. But we did not have the funds to open this up to people in the community who didn't live in our homes, and people were clamoring. They heard about it and wanted to come. So the Rotary grant enabled us to do that. And, of course, we are very, very thankful for that.
Nancy, thank you for your additional information
Okay.
and background. You're a very valuable resource in putting all of this in context for our listeners as the music and the cheering goes on
I
here.
hope it made sense, because it's kind of hard to concentrate on work stuff right now. It's so much fun.
I'm
out
forcing
here.
your hand, and I apologize
Yeah, well,
for that.
look at the view behind you, right on the lake. I mean,
Sunset
how
on
can you
Chautauqua Lake, yeah.
Sunset behind the bonfire. I mean, there was just nothing like this.
Dr. Todd Jacobson is a familiar voice on Share the Vision, and as a member of the TRC Board of Directors and holding a leadership position there until a little earlier this year. You've been on the air a lot, but not in an environment like this.
No, this is great to get out in the wide outdoors and Camp Onyahsa up here in Chautauqua Lake. Beautiful camp, and my family's been involved with this for years and years. I started going here when I was 7, but my dad came here in 1930s.
Really?
And my other daughter, and now Maria, is also coming to camp, and everybody gets to enjoy it.
It's your daughter Maria who's here now for these Resource Center days here.
Correct, yeah.
And tell us about her experience, what she looks forward to, what she enjoys, what this means to her.
Oh, it's great. They get to have the camaraderie of all their friends here singing songs. They have art. They go out in rowboats and canoes. They do swimming and wading into the water. They play basketball. They do games in the field here, and just so many things to do outside. And so far, so good with the weather. So,
I was talking to Randy Sweeney a moment ago, and see if I understand this correctly, that there could be instances in which persons with disabilities look at what others can do in life and in the world and wish that they could have a little bit of that.
Right.
And this is a circumstance in which they can.
Absolutely. They can do all the things that the other campers normally do up here earlier in the summer. And it's so nice the staff of the Resource Center and the homes are here to take care of them. The nurses from the Resource Center are up here. And
so it's a very low-risk, no-risk environment for the campers.
No-risk environment type of thing. And they get to enjoy eating together and having duties, getting the tableware together and all that. It's very much a normal experience like I had when I was young. So,
do you wish you could come back and do?
I really do. I've talked to John and Brian about that.
Well, you're busy not only as a member of the TRC Board of Directors, but a physician in the community and a lot of responsibilities. So, it might be hard to tear.
Nice vacation up here. It really is, and Maria's going to enjoy it this week. Yeah.
Dr. Jacobson, thank you very much.
Sure, Dennis. Thank you.
Mike Moots is the president of the Rotary Club, whose work and funds, in conjunction with the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation, as you have heard on this show, support this camp effort. I see a lot of Rotarians. Wait a minute. Randy's got the crowd going here. Mike, I see a lot of Rotarians here.
Yeah, I think we probably have about 20 Rotarians here altogether, plus the entertainment's being provided by Randy Graham, a former Rotarian, and Tim Edberg, a member of the club. So, yeah, we're here in force tonight.
So this is important to you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is an every-year thing for the Rotary Club of Jamestown, and it's pretty special to us, and you can see on the faces of all the participants and the clients here that they're having a great time.
Why is it special to you?
This is an opportunity for these young people and adults to get out and have this camp experience once a year. I mean, this is not an everyday thing. This is pretty special. And the Rotary Club of Jamestown has worked on this for many years. It's sponsored it for as long as I can remember. So we're committed to this, and we're proud to support the Camp Onyahsa and the Resource Center in their partnership.
Denise Jones is the Chief Executive Officer of the Resource Center. What do you think about your staff, your consumers at this moment?
I think they're having a fabulous time. I think the singing and the smiles on the faces are just priceless. A lot of them don't have the opportunities to really travel like many of us do, and this is a really exciting time for them to come and get away from the day-to-day that's their lives. I mean, many of them work every day, a regular job, and then now they're taking their vacation, and they're having a great time with that.
So These are TRC consumers who are employed through your workshop or elsewhere in the community, and they're on break too when they come here.
Yes, absolutely. They've taken vacation. In fact, I talked to Stacy earlier, and Stacy's on our landscaping crew and works a pretty long day. It's been a pretty hot summer for her, and she's enjoying having a break from that to take a vacation for a few days and come up here and have some fun with her friends.
Two things I'll have you speak to that others previously on the program have talked about, Denise, and one of them is the extraordinary level of cooperation among different groups, organizations in the community and the state, from NYSARC to the Foundation to the Resource Center to the Rotary Club to your staff to the camp staff to make all of this possible. I mean, this is really a very special collaboration.
It is. It's extremely special. It really takes the whole community to pull something like this off, from our staff who really are going above and beyond the ordinary routine, but the Rotary Club, and they not only are funding this and the foundations, but they're actually here enjoying themselves and leading some singing for us and just really become part of this. And really, this is something that we all look forward to every year.
Well, and you also touched on something else that others have. Persons with disabilities, Resource Center consumers could often look at the rest of the world and say, I wish I could have a little bit of what other people have. And this is a chance to actually accomplish that.
Absolutely. To pull off a camp like this, we have to have these individuals, many of them have some pretty extensive medical needs, dietary needs, and you'll see some people are being served food right now and some are getting special food because they may be diabetic or lactose intolerant and can't eat the normal things. So the staff are making sure that their dietary needs are taken care of, but that everyone has a treat. And it's not so easy when you're away from the house, but it's really a very exciting time for the staff and the participants just, again, step away and have fun.
Well, and just finish on this. What you're saying is same level of care that these campers would receive if they were at their regular TRC facility. It's just brought to camp with them.
Absolutely. And I would add that the staff of Camp Onyahsa here is it's really nice because it gives our staff a little break from trying to plan all the activities as well. They're professionals at this, and they're here singing along right in front of the group and just having a great time with our campers, and it's just a lot of fun to watch.
I think the interviewing has to come to an end. The party is really going on here, and we're distracting people by trying to do work here, Denise. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the night.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming, Dennis.
Resource Center Chief Executive Officer Denise Jones. Our visit at TRC Camp Onyahsa will conclude with YMCA Camp Onyahsa Director John O'Brien. He stood before the crowd with an oar in his hand and told a fascinating camp lore story about an Indian chief who at one time lived in the vicinity of Camp Onyahsa. He left all of the campers spellbound. The story concludes like this.
However, one year, as the people of the YMCA brought their boats upon the shore, that year there was no chief running water. His hut was empty, his cooking fire was cold. All that was left was his silver paddle and a promise that if while you are here at camp, you seek to grow in spirit and mind and body, you try to grow as that red triangle. If you treat others here, despite one's background or ability, with great respect for human dignity and great equality, if you build community in so doing, then the legend of Chief Running Water says that the silver paddle will appear on a wall in your mess hall. Onyahsa!
Onyahsa!